Power BI makes it pretty darn easy to export all the pages of a particular report to either PDF or PowerPoint. In fact, it's going to take a whole lot longer for it to process it than it is for me to ask for it. So behold, right? Here I am in a pretty boring Power BI report. And by boring, I mean nothing fancy about it, nothing spectacular. If I come up here to the top left, if I open up Export, I get PowerPoint and I got PDF, right? And so I'll add right here, I'm in a Power BI report inside of an app. And so if I scroll over here, this particular Power BI app only has one report in it. So I'm going to twirl close tutorial, right? So I've got this tutorial report and this dashboard down here. If I twirl open tutorial, which is what I had a second ago, we can see all of the pages of that tutorial report, right? All the way down through right there. That's the last page of that report. So when I head up here to export, it's going to export all of those pages, package them up as either a PDF or a PowerPoint. So I'm going to head up here to export, right? And I'm going to do PDF because I think it's a little bit faster. So I'm going to click on PDF, right? Now, what I could choose is I could either export with the current values, which is to say all the slicer stuff that I have selected right now, or I could do whatever the defaults are for the particular report. I'm going to leave this as current values. I tend to actually leave this exclude hidden reports tab on. So if a report has a couple pages that, frankly, they're not quite finished, the report author may have hidden them, so you can't see them in the app. If you leave this unchecked, it'll export those as well, which generally speaking, I don't think you want. If you want to, though, you can have it unchecked, but those pages tend to be unfinished. So for right now, I'm going to have this checked where it says exclude hidden report tabs, and I'm going to hit the export button, and you will see that it takes a whole lot longer for me to sort of talk about doing it than for it to actually click on the buttons and make it happen. It's about 3 mouse clicks. So if you'll notice up here in the top right, we've got these sort of spinning jugglers, balls, I guess. They're not quite marching ants, but whatever the heck those things are. Those are spinning, saying that Power BI in the background is taking this report, and every single page it's taking a snapshot of it and packing it up into a PDF. You may be wondering, is the PDF interactive? No, it's not. It's just a snapshot. It's a snapshot, just like a picture or a screen grab, right? But the nice thing is it's not a very big file size, and it's very easy to send to people, and they don't need Power BI to be able to open it, okay? So I'm going to keep sort of yammering on here as this thing sort of moves forward. And what I'll really do is in the editing room, I'm going to use some editing magic to cut all this stuff out. Boom, and just like that, I am done. Now, if you're watching the video, we use some editing magic to sort of make that look like it was very, very fast. In actuality, I think this took about 2 or 3 minutes, although in fairness, I did have a report with a whole bunch of pages inside of it. So where am I going to save this thing? I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to just drop it on my desktop. Right now it's called tutorial.pdf because that's the name of the report. I'm okay with that. I'm going to hit the save button, right? And then down here in the bottom left corner, I could click on this arrow depending on your browser, and I could do show in folder, and it'll bring up the folder. Or, you know, maybe it might be a little bit easier. I could just minimize this. And here on my desktop, tutorial.pdf, I open that up. It wants to know how I want to open it. Sure, Edge, why not? And when I do, I can see all of the pages of the report, right? I can email this to somebody, I can print it off, but it's very, very easy to share. Now, one thing I will say is that once it's in this PDF format, there's no security around it. So if you accidentally email this to somebody you shouldn't, there's nothing that's going to keep them from being able to see it. So once it's in this PDF format, if it's sensitive data, be very, very careful with it. And that's it. You can see how easy it is to do these exports inside of Power BI. If you wanted to export to PowerPoint, it would work the same way, and it would take about as long. Printing works also the same way, except that when you're done, you end up with a bunch of pieces of paper, but it's the exact same process, right? Go to print, you hit save, you wait a little bit, and it prints it out for you, right? And if I go to export PowerPoint, again, the exact same dialog box as before. The only difference is you get a PowerPoint, but it's still just a bunch of snapshots. Very, very easy.